everyone! On my last video I asked if you would like to see a cat eye using stencils, so this week I've teamed up with Beth Bender Beauty to bring you a cat eye using their stencils and some of their makeup. So to start with, I'm going to be using this cranberry colour eyeshadow in this quad palette, and I'm going to be using one of their stencils as a guide for this eyeshadow. This will be particularly helpful for those of you with hooded eyes. So this is going to give me a nice dome shape for my eyeshadow. I'm holding the stencil firmly in place and I'm working the brush over the edges all across the mobile eyelid and down to the lash line. This is also great if you've got slightly uneven eyes and you struggle with symmetry. So as you can see, I'm layering the eyeshadow up a couple of times to build up some intensity. Once I'm happy, I can remove the stencil and I'm left with the dome shaped eyeshadow. Cleaning my bristles off onto a tissue, I'm then going in with the same brush and just softening the edge. If you've got hooded eyes, you may want to leave it in this shape. I want to create more of a wing. So using the bottom liner stencil, I'm applying that on the outer corner of my eye and I'm pulling the same colour eyeshadow from the stencil through the socket. This is going to be our transition colour. Then using the brush, we just want to soften through the socket to make sure there's no harsh edges. Next I'm taking the darkest shade in the quad, and this one is a charcoal black with flecks of glitter. And then the same as we did before, we're using the bottom liner on the outer corner of the eye, and then we're going to pull the colour from the edge of the stencil onto the mobile eyelid. Then once I remove the stencil, we're left with a nice crisp line. If you've got very hooded eyelids, you may find this is enough and you don't need to do the cat eye, but if like me you're a massive fan of it, then this stencil will be your new best friend. I'm popping my eyelashes through the stencil, and I'm lining the outer corner up with the nice crisp line that we've created with the previous eyeshadow. Then using the same brush we've used the whole way through, I'm dipping that into the charcoal black eyeshadow and I'm using a pressing motion to place the colour through the stencil. It's key to do this in pressing motions because you don't want to push the colour underneath the stencil, otherwise you'll ruin the shape. We're looking to create a nice crisp cat eye, and by patting the colour on we're going to achieve this. Don't be concerned if the stencil doesn't go right to the inner corner of your eye, because you can remove the stencil and then replace it while the eye's open and get that inner corner. Going back to that bottom liner stencil, I'm lining it underneath my lower lashes, so I'm making sure it connects with the outer corner of the wing and then pulling it 2/3 of the way across my lower lash line. This little kit also includes a black long wear gel liner, and I'm using their small detailer brush on the flat side to pull that along my waterline. This brush is really good at helping you get a nice point at the inner corner of the eye. I'm also going to tightline using that liner. Then it's time to just apply some mascara to your top and bottom lashes. You can also apply a pair of false eyelashes if you like. So I didn't want to go any further before showing you how it can look solely with eyeshadow. Ideal for those of you who prefer a softer look. If you do want to create the cat eye using the gel liner, then this is a great way to learn because you've already got the guide in place on your eyelid because we've used the stencil and the eyeshadow. So all you need to do now is trace over the line. It's very simple and it's a great way to perfect your skills of doing eyeliner. If you find you don't have a very steady hand, you can always place the stencil back over the eyelid and then just apply the gel liner through the stencil. As I mentioned earlier, using stencils is a great way if you really struggle with symmetry or if your eyes are slightly uneven. I hope this has been helpful for you all. I will link all the products used in the description bar. If you've got any